Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.
Alrighty, we have an on-time start today. Kudos. Very good afternoon to all of you, my friends, and once again, it's Thursday, 1801. Wow, what a thing. It's Thursday, and September is almost on its way out. Lots of things happening. As you see, the rainy season is in. For some reason, we're having lots of rain. I hope it doesn't keep pouring down on us like it did the other day, where we had all of this flooding that occurred. And I think some persons complained today that they had some water. Well, when it's hot, we complain about the sun. When it rains, we complain about the water. So you just have to take it as it comes, because you can't make a difference in any of it. Right? So we need to make the adjustments where we can to facilitate what we cannot change. And talking about change, you know, some people cannot take change. Some people cannot accept the fact that change has to come. If the good come with the change or bad come with the change, we don't know, but change must occur. If change doesn't happen, then, you know, you're on your own. You're in a bad state. You know, changes must come. If you live every year, your dates are going to change. Your birth, your age is going to change. One more number. You know? Even when you die, every day your body changes. That body will change the state it's in, from one decomposed state to another decomposed state. So change must come. You know, so we have to learn to accept change. Many of us cannot accept change, and we cannot accept realities. Many persons don't know how to take realities. You know, the reality hurts them. It interferes with this mental state. You know, if, for instance, if the reality is the rain is coming, okay? The rain is down. It's pouring, all right? What can you do to stop the rain? That's the reality. You just have to find an umbrella or find a place of shelter that doesn't leak so that you could facilitate the reality, because you can't change that. You know? What you can change, you change. What you cannot change, you find a way of facilitating what that change brings with it. Simple. Simple. Some of you stress yourselves out trying to figure out what to do with the things you cannot do nothing about. You can't make a difference, but you're stressing yourself out, worrying about whatever it is you're worrying about. You cannot make the difference. If the rain is going to pour for 2 hours, there's no way you can stop it, unless you're the god of rain, where you can say stop, and it stops. So in no sense you worry about the place is going to flood, and I gotta, you know, if the place is going to flood, then do something about preventing the flood, or move your things up higher, so when the flood come, it doesn't work. But you can't stop the rain. You know, you can't stop those things that you cannot change. You cannot fix the things that you cannot change. Fix what you can fix. And the things that you cannot change, put mechanisms in place to facilitate what comes with that. Those are realities. Some people cannot take realities. You know, we just have to make adjustments. You don't know everything. None of us do. So when someone comes along who is qualified to teach you or to instruct you or to inform you correctly, listen, because you don't know and you need help. You know, many persons need help, but they're so locked into what it is that they believe or what they have or what they possess that they don't see the help when it comes. Yeah. Many persons don't see help when it comes. It passes them by and they don't see it. It passes right in front of them, they don't see it. Many persons are in a state of despair with their health. And when they get to the point where they can get the right help, they just fall apart. You know, I see it all the time. When the right help comes along, they don't believe. They're so frustrated and fed up with everything else that they just want to give up. Don't give up till your eyes close and you can't open them anymore. You know, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Simple. Simple as that. So we have rain coming and we have elections coming too. Has to come at some point. You know? I don't know. I just don't want to get too much into this, but I think for peace sake, we need to reason and comply. Reason and comply. Because all you're going to do for the sake of power or for the lust of power is create chaos. That's what you're going to do. You know, and for the sake of a few people, men and women together, you could create chaos in a whole country. Just because of your greed and your lust for power. Greed to keep and lust for power. I don't understand. You can't take nothing with you when you die. I don't know what is the human understanding of life's process and death. I never died, so I can't really say much about what happens when you die, but I've been close to that a couple of times. I know I have. But I know one thing. I never saw a casket going down the road on its own with a house pulling it, or pulling a house, or pulling an office, or pulling a car, or, you know, or I never saw the casket going in a hole with a house over it, or all this possession that you have. If you put the possession in the hole, trust me, some living human will come there and take it out. Because the dead knows nothing. And the dead cannot do anything with materialistic things. So what is all of this crave about power and money and possession? I mean, look, listen, don't get me wrong. While you're living, you strive to achieve and you strive to be comfortable and you try to achieve whatever it is that you can. But don't get greedy. Because you can't carry nothing with you. Only thing you can carry with you is the good things that you've done that people talk about when you're gone. Or the bad things. And they ain't gonna last long either. Soon enough, they're gonna forget about you and you gone your way and life goes on. So I don't know what is all this hoopla about denying people rights and denying the right things from happening when you can't take nothing with you when you die. You're serving, give the best service. You can avert a crisis, you come together and you do it. you know? So don't be ignorant. This is for everybody. You know somebody being ignorant, talk to them. Don't break nothing up. Don't break nothing down. Don't create havoc and chaos. Because you don't carry nothing with you when you go. Don't create confusion. Don't be the author of confusion. Don't. It doesn't make sense. When you destroy, you got to rebuild it. It depends on what you destroy. You know? I don't understand the reasoning behind actions that some people take in certain situations. Don't know what the reasoning is. What makes people do certain things? I don't know. Maybe for publicity. Maybe they want to get on television, or maybe the newspaper, or maybe they want to go to jail. Maybe. Maybe. Anyhow, this is a time when people become more stressed. They become more frustrated and fatigued. You know? The planes are filling every day. People are leaving because they fear. Maybe when the time comes for election, we might only have a few people to vote. Because most of the people will be gone somewhere. You go to the airport now, all the planes are filling up. I don't know where they're going. Miss Adams, I don't know what's happening. I think people fear. They fear what they fear what they fear. You know, they fear fear itself. There's nothing to fear. Just do what you got to do. Just mind your own business. And if you got to make some decision about something, make the right decision, hopefully. Anyway, it's Thursday, and it's a health program. And I know that people are waiting to call. Some are waiting to hear what we're going to talk about, what you're going to call to talk about. You know, there are people who look for this program every single week. I know. They look for it. Because we share information, and we talk about the realities of life and the realities of your health and your sicknesses and so, and the realities of the state of things. We talk about those things. You know, I was up last night and I was following this. I like to watch America's Got Talent. And I knew a long time ago that the first time I saw the young man perform, who was blind. This is a blind guy. He's autistic, and he cannot even speak properly. I know he's you know, he has his disabilities, but he became a millionaire last night. He became a millionaire last night, a young kid, if you didn't watch it. And he did that despite of his inabilities, as you would call it. In spite of his inabilities, he found the positive side. He found the positive side. He found the gift, or he was led to find the gift that he was given to come to this earth. You see, many of you have all your faculties in place. You can do almost anything that you put your mind to if you want to do it. But you're not doing anything with all of that. You're wasting your life away. Many of you are couch potatoes. You gamble, you play, you make noise and disturb people with your music that you call music. All day you do it, some of you. Some of you wait until people get home from work and then you start blasting your noise to disturb them. And you have nothing you do all day. You know, some of you just have You have everything that you need, but you can't find the needs that you can fill. You have everything you need, but yet still you can't fulfill any need. Listen to what I'm saying. You have everything you need. You have all your faculties. All your limbs are working. All your organs are working. Your mouth works good. But yet still, you cannot find the niche. You cannot find your purpose. You cannot, in any strange way or any good way, find the reason why you're here on earth. Most of you are like that. You're just idle. You're drifting every day. All the time you're drifting. But this kid, in spite of the fact that he was born that way, became a millionaire last night, US millionaire. And I said long ago that this kid appears to be, he appears to be a reincarnation of Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. He performs like the two of them with his disabilities. They were blind and they can speak. They could have spoken all this. Well, Stevie's still around. You know, he speaks. Ray could have spoken. This kid is blind, can't speak properly. He can't even walk properly when you watch him. I guess because of his blind state. But yet still, he can master the piano and he can sing almost any song. And for that he used the gift that he has, he became a millionaire last night. And it's not over yet. His life has just started. He has just begun, really. Many of you have everything for you that God bless you with. And you're just wasting it. Just wasting it. So I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand sometimes what makes the human do what we do. What makes the Guyanese human do what we do. Instead of playing dominoes, sit around a table with your friends and come up with ideas. Nothing wrong with playing a couple of dominoes here and there. But not every day, every night, every minute, and you're disturbing the peace. And you may be gambling too, and you ain't working no way. Many of you play cards all day. Many of you are at the horse racing place all day. You know? Hoping that you would hit it big, I guess. Wasting your life away. Come up with ideas. Come up with ventures. Come up start experimenting on things that can put you in a place where you can make a difference. Do something with your life. Find your life's purpose and make it happen. It's sick sometimes to look around and see what happens. You know, and we keep telling ourselves that we third world country, third world my foot. What is a third world country anyway? If you keep telling yourself you're third world, you're going to remain third world. If you keep telling yourself that you can't do something, you're going to do nothing. I am just disgusted with what happens, what I see. The things that we do, the poor approach to things, the lack of understanding the importance of certain things. You know, you apply yourselves. You know for a fact that you got diabetes. but yet still you eating ice cream every day. You know your pressure is high, but yet still you cooking with aji and cubes every day in everything you do. You know your immune system is weak, but yet still you're doing everything that makes it more weaker. You know you have allergies, you know that you have asthma, but yet still you're drinking milk every day. You know, I don't know if it's lack of knowledge, if it's lack of concern, or if it's just stupidity or ignorance. I don't know what it is. You know you have a problem, you know you have cancer. For heaven's sake, find the reason why you got it and stop it if you want to live. You know you've got high blood pressure. You know you've got diabetes. Change your diet. Stop eating and drinking things that can make your body worse. Some of you just depend on the pills and the therapies and, you know, whatever it is that you look forward to every day or every week or every month. And in your house, in your kitchen, in your pots, you're eating all the things that will get you sick every day. I don't know how long we have to keep preaching before you get the message. I don't know. Maybe it's lack of understanding. Maybe it's lack of comprehension. Maybe lack of maybe you don't hear. Maybe your hearing is impaired. I don't know. Maybe the words are too complicated for you to understand. Maybe all kind of things. Maybe. So, why are you sick? Why do people become sick? Some of you are born sick. Because you're born sick, it's hard for you to get better because you're sick from birth. Some of you do everything to get yourself sick. And some of you get sick because you're careless and reckless. You know, I hope some people don't feel bad when they come to our clinic because if we have people sitting in the clinic, in the waiting area, and somebody is coughing all the time, we offer them a mask and ask them to put it on to protect themselves and to protect others. Because we don't know why you're coughing like that. Don't feel offended. It is humane to protect you and to protect others. You know, and some people may say, when you go there, if you cough, they give you a mask. Well, suppose the person have tuberculosis and bronchitis and pneumonia, and you don't know, and they're coughing all around you. Next thing you know, you went someplace and you sit down in there and you get sick. Why? Because it wasn't important to you. Take notice, take caution. Even the simple mosquito bite, be careful with them. Mosquito gives people all sorts of things. Right now, mosquitoes in America creating havoc in there. Mosquitoes are here every day, biting people every day, giving them conditions every day, and they don't know it. I always say it, and I say it again. If you got windows, and they're louvers, even if they're louvers, get some mesh and put it around your windows. Keep the mosquitoes out as much as you can. You don't know where they were. You don't know what environment they came from. You don't know. You don't know what they bring when they come into your homes. You know, you ever heard of encephalitis? It's happening. It's happening in America. It may be happening here too. We don't know. Because mosquitoes live here. At least they have change of weather in most places. When it gets cold, it kills them out. We don't get that kind of cold here. So the mosquitoes live here all the time, year round. You know, so don't take this easy. Don't take it for granted. Take caution. Take precaution. Prevent yourself from becoming a victim of something if you can. Cut your grass around your house. Don't give the mosquitoes a place to stay. Empty your containers that have water sitting around your place. They like damp areas. And when you spray, don't breathe it. Get out of the house when you spray. If you spray, don't burn mosquito coil in your homes. You're killing yourself. Do you know the toxic matter or materials that are built into a mosquito coil? Do you know? Check the box and see if there's ingredients in it. Many of you burn mosquito coil every night. You don't even know what's in it. If it can kill a mosquito, trust me, it will do something to you. As much as you need a mosquito dead. It is better to get a net than to spray. It is better to get those devices that works with batteries that you can zap them. That is better. Some of these sprays shouldn't even be here because they contain DDT, which is a banned substance. And I find it in people every day. You don't believe me? Come, I'll check you. Some people wonder how you know I'm cooking with cubes. Well, when we screen you, we see it. We see it. You think you can hide from it? I think some of you believe you can hide from what is there. Trust me, it's very difficult to hide. Whatever is in you, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So, this is a sermon that is being preached since 1996. Let your foods be your medicines and your medicines be your foods. What you eat should provide you with nourishment and nutrients, like medicines. Many of you eat to full your belly. You feel good, you belch. Belly full. With what? Full with what? I know some of you can't really afford to buy what you need because of circumstances. Plant. Put things in your yard. All those tires you see about the place, if you got concrete, get them tires. Put nice paint around the tires, put it in your yard. Put soil in there and plant. You can plant crops that don't need to go past where the soil is. Callaloo you could plant. Boer you could plant. You can even plant pumpkin in a tire. And while you're at it, put some peppermint there. So you can make good tea and some sweet sage and things like that. You know? You can plant around a concrete, even a concrete yard you can plant. And you with the dogs. You people with the dogs. Even you neighbors with dogs that have ticks. Do something about the dog and the tick. Because your ticks will bite you and they'll bite your neighbor too. There's something called Lyme's disease. Lyme, L-Y-M-E, Lyme disease. Check it. See where it comes from. Many of you hug up the dogs and you play with them and they're loaded with ticks. Even the fleas bite, you know that? Fleas bite too. You ever heard the old saying, if you play with a puppy, you might be bitten by the fleas? It's a true thing. It's very true. You need to know what causes things to happen. Mosquitoes, check it. What can mosquitoes do to me? Google it. Instead of wasting time playing games on your phone and all that, look at things that you can do on the phone or computer that can make your life a little better. You know, tick. Put tick in there. What can a tick do to a human? Just Google it. It'll tell you everything about a tick. Mosquitoes, it'll tell you everything. It'll tell you everything that can happen. Some of you, when you read it, you might find some symptoms that you have. Worms, same thing. What can worms do to my body? Worms are very destructive. And sometimes they're worms that you don't even know you have. Well, most people don't even know they have worms. I've seen people all the time where when you tell them they're worms there and the type of worms that they have and so on. Worms, doc? That thing, no, that's not for big people. Big people got more worms than little children. In most instances. Once you're eating the dead, trust me, you're going to get some worms. Once you're consuming the dead, you're going to get some worms because worms love the dead. Ordinary and simple. Worms love a dead environment. And when they don't have things to eat in you, they'll start eating you too. There's some people who are losing weight and they're checking. They ain't got no diabetes. They ain't got no HIV/AIDS. They ain't got no cancer, but still they're losing weight like crazy. When you check them, they're loaded with parasites, worms. Many of you are losing weight, and you're anemic too. Many of you are anemic, and you wonder, I'm eating so good, why am I anemic? Well, the worms are eating out of you. And then you end up with bacteria. Because they eat, mess, and multiply inside of you. So instead of you being idle and making mischief and making noise, have a little recreation, but don't disturb your neighbor. You know, I saw something, I heard it on the news about noise nuisance and the EPA and all that stuff. Look, that's a waste of time. Much of it is a waste because the people who should be enforcing the noise nuisance law are breaking it with their own noises. You know, we were talking country. We don't implement nothing. The things that we should implement, we don't. Stop punishing poor people and start implementing rules that can build a society and give you poor people a chance to live decent. Ah. 26 minutes to go. We're going to open the lines. My dear operator, you can put the numbers up there. Let me take a deep breath again, since I exhaled so much. And I ain't mad, you know. Somebody said, Doc, like you're mad. No, I'm not angry. I'm all right. There's just so much that you see that needs to be done that is not being done. It just makes you wonder. You know, it makes you wonder. It makes me wonder. Sometimes in my quiet moments, I would just think and reminisce on the experiences that I had going places, and I know many persons in position. They go there too. They go places. They travel. They see. They know. They witness. But yet still they come home, and it's like it doesn't matter. You know? Doesn't matter. Good evening.
Good evening.
Where are you calling from? What area are you calling from? From where? Something is wrong with your voice. Hello?
Hello?
Turn your volume of your television down, please.
Yes.
More? How can we help you? Speak.
Yes. I'm getting heated well.
You could do me one favor. When you speak, I'm hearing the echo in the back of you, and it's making it very difficult for me. Move away from the television and speak, or turn the volume of the television down.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Better.
I'm 83 years of age, but before I reached this age, I'm eating well all the time, sleeping well, I'm getting smaller and smaller every day. Losing weight.
And you don't have any cancer, right?
No, no,
And you have no high blood sugar levels.
no, no.
So what do you think is wrong?
I don't know.
You could be having, if you're eating foods that are nourishing you, then you could have parasites that are eating from you, inside of you. You 83 years old, you say?
I didn't get that.
You're how old?
It's true,
83.
but very active.
Very active at 83. That's very good. I admire you for that.
Yes.
Because if you're 83, doesn't mean that you lay down and die, you know?
It's all because of Jesus.
Yes. Anyway, listen.
Yeah.
When is the last time you really had a check to see if you have parasites?
Can't say that.
You can't say, right?
Yeah.
Good. It is very possible that you were a victim of parasites. And the parasites or worms are eating your nutrients.
I suspected that.
If they're doing that, then you're going to lose weight because you're not getting what you're eating. They're getting it.
Yeah.
And who knows how many are in there?
That's it.
You could have an army in there.
I suspected that.
So you need to get something that can help. In my opinion, I suspect that if we show that the other things are not a part of why you're losing your weight, and you're eating nutritious foods,
Yeah.
then we need to check on parasites. Okay, mother?
So what can I do?
What can you do? Well, you can visit us and we will get you something once we verify that this is the worms, because I like to know what we're treating, okay?
Okay.
Once we verify that that's what it is, then we have something that you can use to destroy them and pass them out.
So when can I visit you?
When you're ready, take the number on top there and call it in the morning.
At the top?
The top number. Call it in the morning after 8.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
83 and energetic. I like that. Good evening.
Good evening, Dad.
What's your age?
Um,
You don't even know your age. Look at you.
17.
70. You sound like about 40, man.
No, man, 17.
Wow.
What causes for find out? What good for reduce a stone in your gallbladder?
Gallstone.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. How you know you have a gallstone?
They went and they take, what do you call it? Ultrasound.
Ultrasound. Mhm.
And they said it's stone in your gallbladder.
Okay. All right.
They said the stone is very small.
Okay. Well, the first thing you want to do is to cut the fats that you're consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Stop using the fats. Okay. Secondly, you want to get some lemon juice
Mm-hmm.
and olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Equal portions of the two.
Yeah.
And you take it maybe 2 tablespoons twice or 3 times a day.
Okay. Lemon juice and olive oil.
Just that.
And that would help reduce the stone.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Yes, it would.
But what about if I bring the person by you?
That's fine. We have medicines that can break the stones up.
What day is suitable for come by you?
Just take the number on top and call. I don't control the appointment.
031-6477.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, Doc.
All right.
Very much.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. King.
Yes, good evening to you.
I have 8 months old baby,
You know what? I'm hearing you, but I'm not hearing you clearly.
I said I have an 8-month-old baby,
Mm-hmm.
and I never see back my months since I given birth.
Okay. And what have you done so far?
I do a normal delivery.
No, no, no. Since you have not seen your monthly, as you say,
Yes.
what have you done so far to try to see why it's not coming?
Nothing.
Nothing. So if you do nothing, what do you expect to have happen? Nothing. If you have an 8-month-old baby
Yes.
and your menstruation didn't come back as yet, it means that you have some type of obstruction or malfunction.
Okay.
Okay? You need to visit a qualified physician
Yes.
who can help you with either understanding what it is first
Yes.
and then giving you what it takes to correct it.
Okay.
Because there is an obstruction that is occurring or a malfunction.
Okay. So you could, I could visit you?
If you like,
Okay. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. So long. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Ian.
Good evening. You sound like you're right outside.
Actually, I'm looking at your program, and a long time one of my friends recommended you to me, but
You didn't bother to come.
no. But actually, I was diagnosed with fallopian tube blockage,
Oh,
and I decided to call. I already took the number on the screen.
you did the right thing. We have to see why it's blocked.
Yeah.
We will find why it's blocked, and then we will help you to correct it.
Okay.
Not hard to fix. We do that every day.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I will definitely come in.
You trying to get pregnant?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I figured.
Okay.
All right. What area are you calling from?
Norton Street.
Oh, you're right down the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. When you're ready, you know what to do.
Okay. Could you please tell me where you're located?
In Kitty. Right in Kitty.
Okay.
Right next to the Kiss Kitty.
Okay. So just take a taxi and just.
The taxis, most of them know. But you got to call first. Make an appointment and then come.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, dear.
Okay. Bye.
Don't just show up because you may come there and I'm not there. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Dr. Haynes.
Yes.
I am 56 years of age. Turn on the TV. Turn on the
56
TV.
years young.
And I'm having a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I like inhale, I get in this smelly breath. You know? It makes breath smelly.
Why is that?
And I don't know because I went to get my teeth clean. You know, I use a lot of mouthwash and so on.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and still I get in this problem.
When you breathe in, you smelling it?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like it.
What about when you breathe out?
You're getting it still.
Oh,
And I don't like it. It just gets me uncomfortable.
I can understand that. Because
Pardon?
I can understand that because what is coming out of you is from what is inside of you.
Is that what's inside of me coming out?
Yeah. What you smelling is from inside of you, isn't it?
So what I could do?
Well, we first have to examine a few things. Number one,
Yeah.
if there is a very bad head cold, number one.
No, I don't have a cold.
Okay, right, we going down the line.
Huh?
We're going down the line to see if I can help you to understand what is wrong.
Oh.
Number two, we need to make sure you don't have an infection in your gums,
Okay.
right? Because some people have bacteria in the gums and they don't know it. Do you floss?
No,
Okay then. You need
I
to.
don't drink. Nothing.
No, I mean flossing your teeth. Flossing.
Huh?
Flossing or flossing between your teeth.
I do that. I floss. I I get my teeth clean every 6 months.
Do you go down between the gums when you floss?
Let's go down.
You go down.
Yeah.
I bet you if I floss, you're gonna find something.
Okay. Okay.
Get between when you floss.
But recent I had my teeth clean. I went to the dentist.
That's okay. That's fine. They may
All
get
the
some.
plaque and everything.
They may get some, but they may not get all. Right? Get between. You get the dental floss.
But here what happened, right? That, like, I am getting, no smelly from my mouth, but within my nostrils, like when I'm breathing out the air, I'm getting this smelliness.
It's coming from inside of you. Because nothing around you don't smell, right?
No.
Good. So it's coming from inside. So we have to determine what part of inside of you has a problem. It's either in your gums, either in your bronchioles, or in your intestine or stomach. Whichever it is, it's coming from inside of you, and we have to determine where inside of you, and then remove that factor. We do it all the time. It's not a new thing. It's something we do all the time, because then you're not the only one, or two, or 100. That many persons have that problem,
Okay.
and many of them had it, and it's corrected, and it can be corrected for you too.
Okay. So I'm going to take the number on the screen.
And when you're ready to get rid of it, you can call, and then you can come.
All right, then. I will try to get rid of it as soon as possible. Please.
I don't blame you.
Okay?
It's embarrassing, yes.
Okay. Have a blessed night.
You too, my dear.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good evening.
Okay, good night.
Good night, my friend. How are you doing?
My phone is still too high for you?
The volume, not the phone, the echo in the back.
Oh, okay. I'm an old patient of yours. Since you were
Albertong. To your family then.
Yeah, we cousins and friends.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to ask you about is not something that occurred during those days when I used to come there. I even come to you in Kid Day.
Okay.
There's one thing happening, and I'm particularly wondering what is causing it. Now, I've had discharge of blood in my feces, and I had treatment for it years gone by. Not really too much years, like a year and a half or so gone by. And it took a year before it happened again. And when it happened for the second time, it lasts for 2 days. I went to the hospital, several hospitals. I went to Woodland, I went to the public. But recently I went to the public as well. And then it came back after a year, and then it came back after 2 months. Right now it's not coming, but when I say came back, I mean it's not like shortly or so. It is sometime before it started and stopped.
So you're having blood around the stool or in the stool?
It looks like stool in the blood.
It looks like the stool is in the blood.
So, a lot of stool, a lot of stool, a lot of blood, but red blood. Then with a little bit of
Dark clots. You know what happens sometimes, and they may have done an endoscopy to see if there is any bleeding inside. Sometimes you have an ulcer, and you don't know, and it's bleeding ulcer. Sometimes you have a hemorrhoid that's internal, or you may have a fistula, right? So when the stool is a little firm, it ruptures the hemorrhoid or the fistula, and the blood comes out as though it's coming in the stool.
yeah, okay.
Right? So we need to first of all do your best to keep the stool soft. All right? I normally would tell persons whoever have that problem to come off of flour for a while.
What?
All flours, white one, whole wheat one, all the flours.
Oh, I see. Okay.
okay? Because you may have an intolerance to certain things. And the flour can make the stool firm,
Yeah, okay.
right? So you want to come off of that and use more softer type of foods, you know, that will not make the stool hard. And then consume more liquids, more water, more fiber, more fruits. You know, make soup with plenty of okra and drink.
Okay, okay.
Put
Okay,
kalaloo
that sounds
inside,
good.
you know, kalaloo and okra and crush your provisions and eat like that. Eat rich, good foods with fiber that will not harden your stool.
What effect would rice have?
It may have some effect, but not much. It may not contribute much to that. But you want to make sure that your stool stays soft. If you eat something and you realize sometimes you're taking a supplement and it's got iron, and the iron could make a contribution to hardening the stool. You know, so you've got to look at all of those factors and try to narrow it down to something that you're doing, because I'm certain that it is not bleeding that's occurring on the inside because of some sort of a condition, if it's not the ulcer, right? It could very well be that there's a fistula or there's an internal hemorrhoid that when the stool is firm and it passes there, it ruptures it and the bleeding occurs.
Yeah, but one thing I have mentioned.
You got to speak into your phone.
Yeah?
Speak into the phone because you're fading.
Oh, okay. Are you getting me there?
Yeah, it's better.
Good. What I didn't mention to you is that I did a colonoscopy,
And
and it said,
you had polyps.
pardon? Yes. She didn't use that term, but somebody else did say something like that. But what she did, she took a picture of the inner part of the scutum, and that revealed that there is a sort of something looking like if you got bruises in there, like, you know.
Yeah, it could be a fistula.
Uh,
Could be a fistula that is ruptured, and when the stool passes, it bleeds.
yeah, okay.
So you want to keep your stool soft, use more liquids, do what I suggested to you there, and watch it for a couple of weeks. And if you don't get the answers you need, then you can check with us, and we'll find what it is happening and try to put an end to it.
Will do, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good evening.
Good evening.
Turn your volume down or move from the television.
Good night, Miss. Say good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
I'm a diabetic, right? But what I'm noticing is that I'm losing a lot of weight. A lot of weight.
What is your body weight now?
Well, I had 220, now I got 154 pounds.
That's a lot of loss.
Yeah.
What is your height?
I is 5'1".
5'1"?
Yeah.
Then you at the body weight, the weight where you need to be almost. 5 feet 1 inch is about that weight you should have, or a little less.
Yeah, but I still noticing I'm losing a lot of weight. My base getting very small.
You may need to you know, you say you're diabetic only, right?
Yeah.
You're not. When is the last time you had an examination for parasites?
I did that in a very, very long time.
Okay. Once there is no reason for the weight loss to occur, then we need to check to see if parasites are there and deal with that. Because your blood sugar problem, how long are you diabetic?
Actually about 8 years now.
8 years. And what is the average blood glucose number you have?
The number,
When you check the blood sugar level, where is it? What is it reading?
it's normally like it'd be like 2 or 5, sometimes 220, sometimes 1 something. There's always it.
You don't need blood sugars to go so high. You on medication, right?
Well, I'm using the glycoside only, you know, use anything else, nobody glycoside.
Okay. I think your blood sugar is too elevated, and it may be taking a toll on your body.
The blood sugar by the level that it is.
Yeah, if it's 2 or 5 and all of those things, then it's too high.
Okay. So what can I use to keep it down? Because
No, we need to first find out what your diet is like. We need to also determine what is happening with your organ system. You know, to see why your blood sugar is not going down as it should. You know, we need to examine those things. You just can't.
when I get it down right, so like one something, I feel dizzy, you know. I feel kind of dizzy. So I wanted to know what is that.
Because you're probably nutritionally starved.
Okay, when I don't use no builders or anything.
You're probably nutritionally starved. See, so when the blood sugar goes too low, you feel like you're shaky.
Yes, there's always feeling inside, feeling big shaking like it. Yes, that's the direct feeling that I get.
Yeah, so we need to examine your diet and see what you're consuming, and then examine the factors that could be contributing to your high sugar numbers, and try to ensure that your nutrition is balanced. You know, you have to understand that even though you're diabetic, you still need some sweets, not sugars, and you still need some fat, good fats.
Yeah,
You know,
so what can I use? Or can I come in then and maybe walk from then, yeah?
You could call the number, schedule the time and come, and we could examine the factors and see, you know, put you in a path, give you a proper diet sheet, things like that, see if the organs are functioning properly, if you're doing the right things, you know.
Okay.
Don't just
I use a lot of meaty food.
a lot of meaty food.
Yeah, a lot of meaty food I use.
Do you think that's good for you
I know.
as a diabetic?
No, it's not good.
It's not. It's not. And then you may have a lot of worms also. Once you're consuming flesh, you're going to have worms.
Yeah, I use a lot of meaty food.
Then you're going to have a lot of worms. So you may also be nutritionally starved because you have excessive amount of parasites.
Oh.
So
Okay,
when
well, I can come in and see what date I can get and call the number on the screen and see what date, because the last time I had to get a date from you before coming.
yeah, the same thing happens.
Right, so I'm going to call the number on the screen and get a date. Right, thanks very much.
You're welcome. Okay, we have 1 minute, 1.5. Last call, I think. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Good evening, I'm okay. I do have a mess, but I have had filaria for about 12, 15 years or more. I've used everything conventional that they have, and in my case, it's my scrotum. That's very uncomfortable for me. I had 3 surgeries before they found it was filaria. I'm wondering if there's anything that you have or you know that I can do. If not to get rid of it, to ease the, sometimes it gets me real down, drain me. Sometimes once a year I end up sick for a week or 2, and it got me in again. All I use is Bonacide and latex for the longest while. There's no cure, and I don't know what to do. So I just said I would ask you.
Well, we've had cases of your type, a few of them. Not a lot, but we've had a few, and we've had mixed results. You know, it depends on the amount of time that the condition existed, because after a certain time, you know, the vessels become, they're damaged, and there's not much that can happen. But I don't give up until there's, you know, until the fat lady sings, as they say.
Okay, so you can call that number and make an appointment.
Call and schedule. Let's take a comprehensive look at what is happening. Bring the results you have. Let's take a look and see. And then,
Okay then,
you know,
thank you very much. And I'll call the number.
all right. There's a formula that is used for the varicose when it happens, and it is not. It's kind of painful, but I I don't really like to recommend it because it's not easy, but it can happen. All right. Anyhow, the clock is beeping, and we've had Pretty good program. Okay, I was advised to take his last call. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. M.
You have to be quick. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine. I called to remind you, you said you would have gotten an exhibition with the cake, and Christmas is coming on. So which day you're going to plan this exhibition?
What exhibition I promised you?
You promised to visit this. Ma, you could remember when you did the exhibition the cake?
I was exhibiting the cake.
Yeah, it was a Christmas time. You said this vegetarian cake and the vegetarian food, some exhibition. You're going to, like you forget. Looking for
The people don't want to do it. They don't want to come. They're shy.
Oh, they don't want to do it?
So I will give the recipe.
When?
This is only September. What happened to you?
Sharing for the exhibition. You would get the support because I know I would come and others.
We've got to have the facilities and so.
You're going to have it?
We have to have that. To get that done, you have to have facilities to do it.
Like saying you would get a facility. Make your effort, you would get.
I will propose it again
Yeah.
and see if they're not shy anymore, and we'll have it done.
Okay, thank you very
Even
much.
if we have to pre-record it and show it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bye. You don't forget nothing, huh? All right. I appreciate you calling. I hope you learned some things. And I hope that you've listened carefully to what I said earlier, and I didn't hurt anyone. If I did, I'm sorry. It wasn't intended to hurt, but just kind of verify and remind you that we're brothers and sisters in one. Okay? Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. So long.
Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.